Morning to you in studio. Well, we're coming to you live from Dutywa, where the perpetrator, the alleged perpetrator, who believed to have taken the life of the Wits student Abongile Janjies, affectionately known as Kwasa. Well, the community here is up in arms. They are demanding no bail for this alleged perpetrator. She has been described as a person who was self-motivated and had plans to do what's best for her life through studying. She studied biochemistry at the University of Wits. Well, this is the town where she was born and raised. Some of the people that I've been able to speak to, they say that she had plans to build her mama a house. Well, a number of people are out here, hundreds of them. They've brought the town to an absolute standstill to ensure that to say that enough is enough when it comes to gender-based violence, especially during this month. But they are saying actions like this should be taken throughout the year, and they are saying, really, indeed, enough is enough. But to tell us more, I'm now joined by the organizers here. A very good day to you, and we see that you have planned this protest, this peaceful protest. What drove you to do such an action?
What actually drove me and my siblings next to me is the mere fact that one of our own was brutally murdered. And it came to a point where we had to break the silence and say enough is enough. We cannot make this a precedent. It has to come to an end. We are angry, we are pained, we are in fear because we are afraid of men. We are scared of corona we are scared of men like COVID-19. Gender-based violence is also a national disaster and it should be treated like one.
Earlier on you spoke that the alleged perpetrator, the man who's due to appear in court, was her boyfriend. You say his family encouraged Kwasa to be back with her, even though she wanted out of the relationship. Kindly talk about that.
Sir, it is really painful to hear a parent, a woman, from a woman's perspective, to actually encourage another young woman to go stand for being abused in a relationship. She was supposed to protect her from a woman's perspective, but she decided she should be the sacrifice. It is really making us angry. It is paining us because we have lost a very important soul. The whole world has lost a soul. Kwasa was very young. She was only 19. She was only starting to learn about life, but she was not given the opportunity. The woman must also be arrested. That parent is as good as murdering Kwasa also.
Well, I thank you so much for your time. I'm now joined by a family representative of the late Abongile Janjies. Sir, I understand that your name is Wanda Mniki. Kindly tell us, how is the family doing now?
The family is trying by all means to cope, but it's hard to cope. It's hard to live, and it's hard to accept it that Kwasa is no more. So the family is not well at all.
I understand that she had plans to build her mama a house. Kindly tell us about that plan that she had. Now it's no longer going to happen. Kindly tell us about that. She had plans to build her mama a house.
I cannot dwell much in that because I wasn't that close to her, but I was close. I was a big brother. But my sister here next to me is the one who was close to her. They used to share everything.
Okay. Kindly tell us your name then.
Annelisa Mniki.
Okay. You are a sister.
Cousin sister.
Okay. Kindly tell us about the person that she was.
Kwasa was a happy person. She was a happy child. She was smart. She'd call herself intelligent. Taba Usmat is the smaller version of intelligent. But she was intelligent. She was goal-driven. She knew what she wanted, and she knew that she had to work hard for her to get whatever she wanted to achieve. Just before this whole thing happened, she asked me to write her a letter so she could move from here to Johannesburg. Like every day, I would ask her, "That's when are you coming back?" Like I've been waiting, I've been there. So I would ask him, "That's when are you coming back?" She'd be like, "No, the only reason why is because Vets doesn't want me to come without a reason." So I said, "It's fine, I can write you a letter." And then I wrote that letter. just after Cyril Ramaphosa said it's okay, they can travel, she told me that she was coming back. That was the last thing we spoke about. She said she was coming back, and I told her, well, I'm so excited that we're finally going to be in the same place. We're going to celebrate my 21st birthday together. We're all going to be there. But now she's gone, and there's nothing left.
What was the relationship like between her and this alleged boyfriend that took her life?
They were obviously in a romantic relationship, but it was an abusive one. He once came to Kwasa's house, and I was there. That was the first attack that he made on her. So I tried to call the police that day, and they came and they managed to stop the whole thing. And she even said it to me that she didn't want to end up like any other woman, to be part of the women that were killed by a man or whatever. But now it's a different story because we're here, and she's one of those women.
So in other words, she lived in fear because of this man?
Yeah, she lived in fear. Even the family, after everything happened, so the family called her because this guy apparently disappeared. So the family called her. They called her for like a meeting because their son disappeared, right? He had left his house saying he's going to Kwasa, and then they called Kwasa, and then they told her to at least pretend that they're still together for her to be safe. And that is tragic, because who even says that to someone? How do you pretend to be in a relationship with someone for your own safety? She lost her life because she was pretending for her to be safe.
Okay, I thank you so much for your time. I understand that you are still in the grieving process. Well, there you have it from the people who knew her, who were close to her, the people who have fond memories of her, who say this is just too tragic and it's hard for them to bear. Well, we hope to bring you more on this story as events unfold. The alleged perpetrator is expected to appear here in the Dutywa Magistrate Court today, and we'll update you more on that. From myself, Abongile Janjies, and my colleague Vuyoka Zofunani, it's back to you in studio.